Okay, and the bike is at 4th gear and above 6000 rpm. Okay, that time the bike, and you have to rev it and shift the gear, that time the bike gives a sound. So hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So we are going to see a 1-year ownership review of my Bajaj Dominar 400. Actually I have already done this video in Malayalam before 6 months. So after 6 months I thought of recreating this video in English, so it will be a bit helpful for you. So don't waste the time, let me take the bike to an silent place so I can do this video freely. I have taken down some points that I should never forget, so I will see that points and tell you one by one. Okay, so before that I have done an Instagram poll before 7 months. So actually this video I am doing after 7 months. Before 5 to 6 months I have done a Malayalam review. Okay, so now I am doing it in English. So that time I have taken the Instagram poll, so that what all things I should discuss when I am doing the review. So based on that I have picked a few points. So most of the question to a Dominar, most asked question to a Dominar owner would be what is the mileage of the bike. So if you are asking me, I will say that my mileage of the bike, so mileage of my bike is nearly 23 to 27 kmpl. So to make it more clear, I will speak about the tank range. So I am getting a tank range of for full tank my bike run up to 300 kilometers, and I will advise you that once in every 275 kilometers you must refill the tank when you are in a long drive. So next is tire. Then speaking about the tire, so I have seen many of them trying cornering in Dominar and saying that if you change the tire, the cornering will be more confident. That is, that confident the lack of confidence you are facing in this is not because of the tire, because of the weight of the bike. So like there is no point in complaining the tire. Actually the MRF tire does its job in Dominar. Actually I use this tire, you can see in my Instagram reels, I use this tire even for the touring purpose and for off-roading purpose. So the tire is job good. But if you are upgrading for a better tire, so I know this tire comes nearly price for 9,500 rupees. So if you are investing nearly 15 to 20,000 in a tire, you will get a better slick tires. Okay, that will stick to the road better, and like you will get a better braking too. Okay, the next is turning radius. Actually the turning radius of this bike is very huge. Like if I want to take a U-turn here, I cannot easily take a U-turn from this and go away, so it is bit tough. So turning radius is very high. Actually this turning radius you will feel when you are in a parking lot or when you are in heavy traffic. So that is one of the disadvantage of this bike. But I am used to it, so as the days goes you will get used to that. And then speaking about the vibration, so like this bike has enough vibration that you can even feel when the bike is on, like bike is in not even in run, it will below 3000 rpm, you can feel the vibration in the handlebar. Handlebar vibration fades away when the bike is above 4000 rpm. So I will advise you always keep your bike above 4000 rpm so that you can avoid that vibration in your hands. And speaking about the pillion can feel a lot of vibration like not only in the seat, even in the foot peg, like everywhere pillion will feel a lot of vibration. Even in the grab rail, you can know the stock grab rail, and even in this the pillion can feel a lot of vibration. So actually I have swapped the front foot peg of the Dominar to the rear, so I thought this will reduce the vibration. But this Duvia handguard I am having is still producing a little of vibration. So this vibration can be adjusted if you are wearing a good boot, if a pillion is wearing a good boot. So that's what I have to speak about the vibration. And one more thing I have to ask you, like I have to say you that in a poll a person has asked me, have you lost any nut on bolt of the bike because of the vibration? So when I am doing my Malayalam review, that time I never lost any screws. But when I am cleaning this bike out for this English review, I saw this nut has been lost. You can see this nut is different and this nut is different, because I lost this nut, maybe because of I taken this bike to a trip to Hokkaido. Maybe that time that would have lost. But the look, okay, so Not because I am a Dominar lover. So personally, I like the look of this bike. You can see in front of me the massive looking bike, and my bike is completely in stock condition. I have done few aesthetic changes, but this. One more thing I have to mention: it is in your hand that how you have to maintain the look of the bike. Okay, so there are different ways and to do that. So actually, I like this look so much. Okay, and if you are asking me why I choose this bike, because at that time when I am choosing searching for a bike in this price point, I never find a better bike, because this comes below 2.5, and it has enormous accessories. It comes with every accessory. You can do any modification with accessories for the touring purpose. I thought, okay, even I have enough height and weight, so I thought I can manage this bike. Thinking for a second, I just booked the bike and got this. Speaking about the maintenance, so it is very easy to maintain the bike. I'm damn sure the free service comes at the cost of 1,700 to 900, and paid service around the cost of 2,500, I guess. And just basic maintenance, and the maintenance and the parts charges are not so high, but there are few parts like a headlight, meter, this and all will be like above 6 to 7,000. But normally in a normal service charge cost, it fits in your pocket. And if you are like comparing other 400cc bike, this bike has lower in every terms. Then speaking about the seating comfort, this I have to mention that I have modified my seat for the rider and the pillion. You can see the cushioning. Actually, first I will say rider seat. Rider seat, I got just only 50 kilometers of improvement. They continuously I can tour for, before without this modification I can tour for 250 kilometers. Now I can do for 300 kilometers. That's all, not much change. Still it is because as the days goes, due to the sunlight and like climatic conditions, this becomes harder. So not much then. And speaking about the pillion seat, I have altered this pillion seat too, and before that pillion can't even sit even for 30 kilometers, but now the pillion can sit for 100 kilometers. But both the things ruined the trip. Like when I am on a long trip, after 300 kilometers I will feel that when I will reach home, because of this back pain, that was an like I hate that. I thought mostly within few days I will be doing a gel seat modification in this both seat. Hope for good. Then speaking about the handlebar height, actually most of the accessories you see in this bike, like I have done a complete video about what all the accessories I have. So most of the accessories I have bought before buying the bike itself. So I just bought the accessories and stocked before buying the bike, because I don't want it to roam. Like when I am taking out the bike, I should have every accessory fixed to that, and I want to feel that prettiness of the bike. So that so I have ordered it before it. So that time I have bought handlebar risers. So after, when the bike comes to my hand, I felt that this bike doesn't need handlebar highter, because for my height this is pretty good. Because what I want to say is that this UG model comes with better handlebar height than the previous model. Okay, so if you want to because I like little sporty position too. I don't want full upright position, because I am using AGV helmet, and like I used to go in a bit speed in a good aerodynamic condition, so I don't want to ruin that. So I didn't apply handlebar height in this. Okay, so if you wanted to buy an handlebar height, just check the bike, and only if you need it, just go for it. Then cruising speed. So speaking about the cruising speed, I can 120 to 130 you can cruise at any speed. Like even at 140 you don't feel any stress in this bike, and bike will do its job at the point. So in that, you don't need to worry about anything. So when you are cruising in that speed, just be conscious. So right, the moment we take to look into the mirror on the meter or in gear position indicator is enough. So when you are at that speed, just be conscious. Only that advice I want to give. Then speaking about the headlight, actually I really like the look of the headlight of this bike. You can see how beautiful it is, and like everyone says, it is the best light in the segment. Actually that is true. It is the best bike light in the segment, but only when this bike is alone in an empty road. Okay, only this bike is alone in an empty road. When this bike is on an highway, when some heavy vehicle like a car or bus is approaching opposite to the bike, okay, so when the both light meet each other, you can't, the rider on this bike will never see anything. So that is one of the, not the disadvantage of the bike, it is a disadvantage of this white light have this phenomena, because if a brighter vehicle is coming opposite to you, you can't see anything. So like you have to definitely upgrade to an accelerate if you are doing a night touring or something, and it is better to avoid night touring. And torque of the bike, so this bike is enough torquey. So I will add you in the video, like there is a slow and right, drop the gear and disappear. Actually, I think this bike doesn't need that. In whichever gear you are in, just accelerate, you will be moving on. Such a kind of pretty bike is this. So you can feel the torque. In the bike is made for the mid range, and in the mid range it is completely filled with torque. So like I will show you that pulling video. So let me show you that bike is in 4th gear. Okay, bike is in 4th. Let me pull the bike, just feel the engine noise. Another question I have received is like, is this bike beginner friendly? Yeah, definitely I would say this bike is a very beginner friendly bike, and this is a first bike. I never owned any like before coming to this bike I was never riding any other bike. Like I think I directly jumped into 400cc, and like I completely learned everything up of this in just in 1 week. So they're bit beginner friendly, and as a beginner I will advise you, don't try cornering in this bike. So if you're trying cornering in this bike as a beginner, this bike will pull you either left or to right side. So that is an advice from me, never try cornering if you are a beginner. Okay, so then next question is like weight of the bike. So how, like that question is actually like this bike is heavier as Royal Enfield, so easy for a Dean person to maneuver this bike. So speaking about that, yeah, this bike is heavier as Royal Enfield. Actually, with the accessories, this is heavier than a Royal Enfield. So but one thing I have to appreciate Royal Enfield will feel heavy only when the bike falls, but this is not that kind of a bike. In this bike you can feel that heaviness even when you try to lift that bike. You can see there is a change in my voice because I have to use that pressure to lift the bike. So this weight has some disadvantages or some advantages. Disadvantage is like if this bike is leaning, when you are in the bike, if it is leaning on some side, it will definitely fall. You can't easily catch the bike and stop it from falling. And then when you are riding, you mostly with pillion, when you are riding you can feel a wrist pain. Wrist pain you can feel in heavy traffic, not in normal road. In heavy traffic you can feel that wrist pain, because when you are taking it over bikes, car, buses and lorries, you can feel that wrist pain. So what is the advantage is definitely mostly everyone will be knowing that highway stability. It has a better highway stability. If you are looking for a tourer, you can tour that. And in off-road, like I used to, like if you can do, you can do. This bike has enough ground clearance. Actually, this engine guard has a little less ground clearance. Now this 2022 Dominar comes with a metal type of engine guard. Actually, if you are changing that engine guard, you will get more ground clearance than this. So if you want to do more off-roading with a better protection, you can try that engine guard too. Okay, so next is like what is the best part of the bike? So I like this question very much. I don't know why, because like when I read this question, what is the best part of life, one thing only comes in the mind: the sound of the bike. So the sound of the bike now, like if you are leaving this bike in the ground and driving the bike, you cannot feel that. But you will feel some kind of engine, some kind of exhaust, like a double barrel sound, but you cannot feel the actual sound of the bike when you are driving in this road, in this like of ground type of. When you can feel that sound of the bike is like when you are in an open road, or when you are in an road. Okay, not even an open road, in a road. Okay, and the bike is at 4th gear and above 6,000 rpm. Okay, that time the bike, and you have to rev it and shift the gear. That time the bike gives a sound. That was the best part of the leg. This makes everyone to turn and look at your bike. Definitely, this bike is very very eye catching. Like when the sound, even when the sound comes, like everybody will turn and look, oh, which bike is that? That kind of a bike is this. And next question is like, or do you have any heating issues in this bike, and do you face any radiator problem? Actually, this UG model has solved that radiator problem. And I was speaking about the heating issues. This bike doesn't produce as much of heat as an Duke or an KTM. Sorry, KTM, RC or an Duke. So even I used to ride these bikes in shorts when I was in my hometown. That time, like only after enough kilometers, this bike heats up. This engine fan runs very only if it is in heavy traffic, and being more than in a traffic for 30 minutes. Only then the engine like radiator fan starts up. Other than that, this bike doesn't produce that much of it. It is manageable. And speaking about the radiator problem, so this bike has actually which model has fixed that problem. So even though if you haven't feared that when you are in a long trip, this bike will give you some trouble because of the radiator coolant mixing in engine oil, there is an oil pump over here. Just take to the service center and ask them to check that, and if any issues, ask them to replace that. That problem will be solved, and you can take this bike anyway. Actually, it's a good to bike wherever. Actually, even now this bike is a touring ready. Actually, I have this saddle stage. Just fix the saddle size, tie my luggage, and even though you can see the condition of the bike, right, it is good to go for a tour even now. And next question is like, what is the top end I have done in this bike? So the top end I have done is nearly 171. Okay, in a good highway. Like good highway means that highway is that good. I can push the bike till 171 plus. 171 I don't see, but 171 to 174, that is a top end I have done. And if there is a lot of wind blast, why I am mentioning is that once I tried to top end this bike in Rameshwaram Dhanishkodi road, that time I can only clock up to 154 or 54 to 56 I guess, because there is a lot of wind blast. So that time this is an naked bike, you can know. So this will resist the wind. It does not penetrate through the wind. So that time I can only clock my bike up to 154, and I had a pillion too that time. Okay, so I think that's all the end of the video. So see you in the next video. So actually, I know if you are coming to this channel and watching this video, and if you would like the video, please do like the video. I don't ask you to subscribe this channel. Please like the video. So it will be a good motivation for me to do more videos. And if you want any videos regarding Dominar to be done, just post in comment. Really, I will take that in my mind and I will do that video. So see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.